To Bioinformatics Module 1. In this module, we're going to start learning Unix programming and Python programming, learn how to run, write and run programs from the command line. This is typically in an in-person setting the longest module in the course. I have it split into 6 topics, even though you'll see in the links below there are 9 lecture videos. That's because some of the topics just too much to cover in one lecture. Also notice that below the lecture links, there are a series of links that correspond to each of those 6 parts that is a Word document. And this whole module is designed as a tutorial. So I'm going to walk through for some of you, if you have programming experience, what may seem like excruciatingly slow detail. This is training wheels for people who have never had to work from the command line before. Don't know Unix, don't know Python, and so this starts from the assumption that you don't know any of that stuff, and it will build in the first set of lectures where I'm literally walking through exactly what's in the tutorial, and it's preparing you for module 2. Okay, I'll talk about this in some of the lectures in the module, but learning to code is learning a new language. The only way to learn a new language and be proficient at it is practice. I encourage you to do a little bit every day. Okay, if you do a big bunch of the coding in one sitting and then let it sit for days before you come back to it, you will have forgotten what you learned before. Okay, if you've ever had to learn a foreign language, it's the same thing. If you don't use it, you lose it really quick. Okay, so do a little bit every day. I also encourage you, find other platforms online. There are loads of websites that will teach you to code. Okay, just use those as a source of extra practice. My lectures are meant to target you at things that are useful for bioinformatics. Okay, but there's a limited amount of practice that I can build in. Like I said, if you want to do a little bit every day, you may need additional resources. If you have coding experience, this may seem like an overly simple beginning. Okay, you should be able to zoom through it, no problem. Okay, I would also encourage you though, because whenever you learn from somebody else who's coding or you apply it to new things, sometimes you learn new shortcuts. So it may be worthwhile, even if you have some experience in Unix and Python, to go ahead and watch those videos. Especially, just as one example, some things that you can get away with, even if you're an experienced coder, and it will run on a small data set on your machine. When we scale up to big data sets, it might crash your machine. And so I do highlight some of those kinds of situations in the lectures and throughout the tutorials. So just be aware that there may be useful things there, even if you're coming into this with some coding experience already. Okay, and then the last thing, if you look down below so you've got the lectures and then the lecture resources, which are the actual Word documents that, step by step how to do everything. Then there's a practice data set. So you'll need to download that to your local machine because that's some of the data you'll need in order to accomplish the tutorial. Okay. With that, feel free to contact me if you run into issues, and happy coding.